Hello everyone, welcome to Eminent Personality Webinars. This is a program organized by the TechnoBiz. As you know, the object of this program, it's all about the professional journey of the eminent persons who are well respected, well experienced professionals. And this is our third webinar. Just before I start talking about it, everyone's life, there are a number of people influence for our growth, for our success, either direct influence or guidance or support. One is family and relatives, friends and our teachers, colleagues and professional networks. And we have legends like Abdul Kalam, Vivekananda. You can always say you can take their guidance to be our successful. And also critics. We never forget of critics because they are the ones who tell you whether doing right or wrong. So what we are trying to focus is today is that the professional experienced people and their journey, they made our path easier, and we wanted to know what they how their journey for many decades, okay, in the industry. So the focus is on the in conversation with eminent rubber industry professional. Basically we focus on who are from the rubber industry with a huge experience. We're talking about 50+ years experience in the rubber industry. And for this program, I want to convey sincere thanks to Dr. Samar Bandyopadhyaya, one well-known rubber technologist from India. We together actually developing this program with his guidance and support, where I was able to bring a couple of people who are experienced people as part of this program, and also some of the rubber industry friends, well-wishers, and supporters. I'm very much thankful to all of you. And also special thanks to the Rubber Technologies Global Network. With this network, I'm also reaching out to the young people, to join this event. And of course, our magazine, Rubber and Digest magazine. Okay? And also special thanks to our Society for Industrial Chemistry in India. This is also a society for the chemists, scientists involved in industrial chemistry. They're supporting this event, and if you're interested, I welcome you to be a member of this society. Go to their website and for the further information. Today we have here Mr. Utpal Paul. He's 78 years old and he has 56 years of experience in the rubber industry. I'm sure that some of us, maybe we're not off of his experience age. Okay, so what we learned from him today, we're going to ask is about his journey, okay, and how he's how he been through since beginning to the what he's doing today. Okay, so welcome, Mr. Utpal Paul, and the agenda will be like this today. First, I'll give remarks, and after that, I give a presentation on the TechnoBiz activities. It will take around 10+ minutes. And then Mr. Utpal Paul will give you his journey, lessons he learned, achievements, hard challenges, and also some guidance to the young people. And after that, we invite some of his colleagues to say a few words about his association, their association with him, mutual cooperation. And after that, Mr. Utpal Paul will address some of the questions on the from audience, relevant questions that Mr. Paul will answer them. Okay, let me do the TechnoBiz presentation. Yeah. Okay, just a second. Let me share my, open my screen. Let me open my screen properly. Yeah. There we go. I think all of you see my TechnoBiz presentation. It will be very quick and slides, a lot of the information that I want to share with you, but within 10 minutes time, I try to cover it up about TechnoBiz. Established in 2005, and it is recognized as an international resource center for industries and technologies. And I welcome you all to join this journey of TechnoBiz, and it's been a 16 years journey for us. Our services are pretty much global. We offer trade shows, trainings and conferences, webinars, business networks, publications, talent search, knowledge test, consulting, business matching. We cover a broad range of industry segments. Of course, polymer industry is one of the main: rubber, plastics, polyurethanes, adhesives, chemical, and also the chemical and process technologies, energy, environment. Our pillars of the activities are the education and also business opportunities, and also we try to offer the networking opportunities for the industry. Let me tell you the driving force of TechnoBiz is all about the quality of education, quality learning. And so whatever activities we do is we emphasize on the good programs. And the business role is that we aim to be a positive catalyst to help the industries to improve their processes with our programs or develop their expanded businesses with the platforms that we offer. We have exhibitions, Rubber Expos. We do the shows in Thailand, GRT. We have a show in Africa and also Arab in the Middle East. So check. Currently, we hold our we kind of holding not doing any shows right now because of the COVID, but in the future it will happen. And our webinar structure is what you are joining today is a eminent webinar. It's purely focusing on the senior and experienced people, but we also have a know-how webinar, which is focusing on education. We have a research webinar focusing on the research. We have technology webinars focusing on the techno-commercial presentations. I do encourage you to visit these websites so that you can get information on the some of the programs will be relevant to you. Just quickly go through the know-how webinars. It's a purely not online platform for professional education. Okay.
Yeah.
And we cover the broad range of subjects, the polymer, energy, environment, process technologies. Okay. And these webinars, we have short webinars, masterclass, virtual forums, Q&A sessions, knowledge test. And all the topics are pretty much focused, addressing real issues. All our experts are well experienced and knowledgeable. These are available on a schedule as well on demand. We offer buffet programs and weekend options also. The memberships are there. You can become a professional member, corporate member, educational institute member. We have registration fees based on memberships. These are some of the experts, who are contributing the programs for our program know-how webinars, and they're specialized with huge experience. So everybody have 20 to 50 years experience in the rubber industry. I quickly go through some of the experts which contribute. This is Professor Robert Suster. He has 50 years experience. He's contributing various issues on carbon black, pressure silica, TPE, okay, and efficient plasticizer for So I quickly flip through it so you can understand the topics we are focusing on it. Okay, there are lots of topics there, but that's why I will quickly flip through. Yeah, there's some more here. Sulfur curing, oil resistant elastomers, importance of the filler dispersion. This is a Dr. Gerard Neumann he is from Germany. He got 30+ years experience. He is focused on extrusion, tire extrusion. Well, here's his topics here. Okay, so have a look at these titles. Yeah. And if you need more information on these subjects, you can always check our website, knowhow-webinars.com. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to quickly flip through that one, so please don't mind about it. Yeah. And this is Terry Chapin is specialist on the molding. Okay, his topics are all focusing on the rubber molding. Okay. He's also good in the mold design, processing on the rubber molding process. Okay, so all these topics are very specialized on the molding. And this is Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan. Okay, he's specialized on oil seals, custom rubber mixing. He did 2 programs for us on the quality of the rubber compounds and also rubber mixing plant management. And this is Dr. Samar Bandyopadhyay. I was mentioning in the beginning. He is one of these person actually involved in this eminent webinars, eminent personality webinars. He's specialized in the compounding, material selection. He has a huge number of topics. I encourage you to look at various topics that he's covering on the compounding, material selections, okay, carbon black. If you look at, I'm going to flip through it, man. Yeah. You can always check all this information is available on our website. So there's not much, otherwise I can take a whole one hour on this explaining all these topics what we have today. Yeah. Dr. Summer has contributed a significant number of topics, and for the rubber and tire compounding and the material aspects about it. And this is a David Hill. He's specialized on the latex technology. His topics are all the latex, okay, especially on the latex. Yeah. Dr. P. Taumani is specialized on molded rubber parts and transmission belts. So he's on also vulcanization, special purpose rubber. So he contributed all these topics. Van Volworth is specialized on the molding, rubber molding. Okay. All the topics on the rubber molding aspects. Okay. And this is Professor Kin Sugnaskar. He's specialized in the compounding, vulcanization, TPE. So he contributed a couple of webinars for know-how webinars. All these are available on the as on-demand or schedule. You can check it. Dr. CC Ho is special on the latex. Okay, he's on topics on the latex. Yeah. Bruno Milanese is a specialist on the rubber mixing plant design, engineering, machinery. He has a huge number of topics as well on the. It's everything about rubber mixing plant. Yeah. I know this is Mr. Priya Batra Ghosh, and he specializes on on conveyor technology, various industrial products, and also compounding and material selection. He's contributing a couple of webinars for us, and hoping he will actually contribute more topics in the future. Yeah. And Dr. M.N. Aji is special in mixing. He's contributing mixing topics. Yeah. See Dr. Hans Joachim Graf, and he's special in the compounding, extrusion, injection molding, couple of topics on these aspects, injection molding. Everybody has huge experience in, and Mr. E. Paranathan, and he also has huge experience on the molding, raw material compounding. Stephen Chong is specialized on the latex foam. Dr. Samir Majumdar is one of the active member of the TechnoBiz, and I'm sad to say no more, but he contributed a couple of webinars for the TechnoBiz. Dr. Dario Nichetti is a rubber textile coating calendaring. He contributed. Yeah. Karthik Srinivas, rubber testing, material characterization, engineering with rubber. Dr. Raj Ganesh is in the rubber rheology, did on the rubber testing aspects of it. Kalyan Das is doing on the reclaim and rubber topics. Mr. Henry Barhin is on the rheology. His topics in the RPA, viscosity measurements. And Dr. Aparna Joshi, she's on the nano rubber composites, rubber curing. She did the programs on the curing mechanism, basic rubber testing. Mr. Anil Iskaria is on the latex. And Dr. Brendan Rogers is on specialized on the compounding type technology. And so he has various topics. And Mr. UK Prasad is specialist on the hose, various topics on the hoses. Yeah. And I think we have more than 150 topics now. Mr. P. Roy Chowdhury is doing on the vulcanization, but also extruded rubber products. Yeah. And Dr. Joe Marcinko is special on the chemistry and characterization, various topics on the analysis. Okay. Yeah, that's what you can see a huge number of lists. I mean, we may be overwhelmed with the topics what we have, but it's not the end. We are going to add more topics. We have master classes. Okay. We also have a buffet package where you can choose the top 10 topics to view in 7 days. We have weekend program. This is basically for the companies who want to train their staff, whole company to train on a specific subject. There is an opportunity in the weekend program we have, and also we have a premium package which says that unlimited access, unlimited number of staff you can utilize. So we also have a TechnoBiz knowledge test, which is an online assessment test on the professional skill knowledge. So which is one of the activity. I'd like to introduce to you about upcoming program on the rubber compounding for non-tire products, which is scheduled in the next month, 13th to 17th. All these experts are contributing for this program. If you're not registered yet or interested, you can check the details in our website. So we have research webinars. As I mentioned, I promote research. It's all about promoting research and cooperating with research institutes and helping the young researchers to promote their work. And we also cooperate with universities and departments to organize programs together. Let's see some of the research topics available from us. Okay, which you're interested, you can register through research-webinars.com. I'm very much thankful to the all these researchers who contribute. Research is the backbone of industry growth. Whether without research, you can't make a new product. So these people contribution is very much important. I'm thankful to all these people. We are currently doing the program on the Sri Lanka Polymer Research Forum. We have Pakistan Polymer Research Forum, and we are about to start also promoting Calcutta University in the Polymer Science Department doing the program on the 27th of November. So that's all about research, and we're technology webinar. It's promoting technologies. It's basically marketing, branding, lead generation. Objective is to promote the commercial technologies. We have these programs are there: India Rubber Tire Tech Forum, Middle East Rubber Tire Forum, Africa, Southeast Asia. It's a focus on the different regions, so you can choose whichever area you want to promote your technologies. And there's a sponsorship fee. We charge $250 for the companies who wanted to participate in this program. For the people who want to make a presentation about the technologies, but participant can join for free. Okay? These are our schedules, which is scheduled different dates. Yeah, you can check it out on the website. Okay, we say about the Eminent Personality Webinars, as I mentioned already about what is the purpose about it, and we are focusing currently on the rubber industry professionals. These are the eminent persons. So we already scheduled. Okay, I wanted to. We are adding more and more, and so please follow this every alternate Saturday in 3 p.m. Okay, for this event. Now we have lots of books. We are special in the books as well. Okay, some of the books on the rubber technology. If you're not familiar with the books, you are looking for a books. We are one source. Okay. Have a look at our books in our store.com, store.technobiz.org. This is a Dr. Samir Majumdar. He gave all his papers, and we've converted into short books, and which is a really good resource for the industry. Okay. Please check our website, store.technobiz.org. Okay. We have a magazine called Rubber and Tire Digest magazine, which is jointly published by the Rubber World and TechnoBiz, and currently we have 6,000 readers. And if you're not subscribed yet, it's a free subscription for the distribution. Go to the website rubbertiredigest.com. Yeah, and I think most of I'm founded this Rubber Technologies Global Network through Facebook. Currently we have 3,600 members from 18 different countries. We promote industry developments, of course, our events, any job opportunities and stuff like that. If you're not member yet, I encourage you to be the member of this Facebook group if you have a Facebook account. Yeah, we have Polymer Research Network, which is focusing on the group of researchers related to polymer processing, and we have a Rubber Industry Business Network, which we basically promoting the member based and who are interested in our market. If they need support on marketing and business development or brand building or product introduction and promotion of the products. If you need media support, we can help you on that. We're about to start this project, which is called Used Machinery Rubber and Tire Virtual Sales Meet. I'm planning to do this one every 2 months, one time. If somebody have in their factory any machinery that you don't use anymore, you can offer in this platform to maybe your machinery could be useful for somebody else's machinery, some other factory. So we plan to offer a platform for companies or factories who, if you have used machinery, they didn't want to use it anymore, you can sell them through our platform. Yeah. And we have a talent search program, which is basically the trying to help the people who are looking for jobs. Okay, so if anybody looking for jobs, if any company is looking for people, you can reach out to me through this talent search program. And we have a TechnoBiz channel. This program today, it will record it and it will be available to view it on YouTube channel of TechnoBiz. So if you miss it, you and any of your colleagues wanted to view it, miss it, they can go to this TechnoBiz channel. Finally, I say that our TechnoBiz is an independent company, a private company. We try to serve the global rubber industries as best as possible within the available resources, with the partnerships and friendships. Okay, and so anybody interested to cooperate with us, the door is always open. We encourage you to be part of the TechnoBiz journey. Okay. Before I conclude it, and I request all of you, please plant more trees in your surroundings of your home and workplace. I think we should do our part to not green color, but green area around you, so that some of our problems, we don't need to totally depend on the governments and somebody else to take care of our problems. So let's do our own, and let's make your home and your workplace more greener with the trees, and so that's it. Thank you very much. I encourage you all to join the journey of TechnoBiz. Okay, so now we are here for our today's our main agenda today is about the Mr. Utpal Paul and his journey. Okay, so let me invite Mr. Utpal Paul, to start telling us, what's all about. Sir, Mr. Utpal Paul, it's all about, now it's all, we want to know about you all. Okay, and let's start with your, journey, how you started, and with the education background, things like that. Okay, so it's all yours, sir, now.
Good afternoon, my rubber industry colleagues and professionals. Myself, Utpal Paul. I don't know, I am in this industry for more than now 56 years. So at first, I would like to thank Mr. Peram and Dr. Samar Bandapadayak to organize a webinar to honor eminent Indian rubber professionals. It is my privilege to share my 55 years plus experience in the rubber and tire industry in various countries. I was born and brought up in Shillong, Meghalaya, which is known as Queen of Hill Station and also known as Scotland of the East. My education background and university and student life is I did my Bachelor of Science in St. Edmund's College from Shillong in chemistry. And St. Edmund's College is under Guwahati University in Assam. After that, I went to National College of Rubber Technology, London, which is affiliated to India Institute of Rubber Industry to study rubber technology. I graduated from Institute of Rubber Industry of UK while working with Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company of Wolverhampton in England. And Wolverhampton is near Birmingham, for your information. And now I'll talk about my professional journey and progress of journey. I have been working with Goodyear Tire and Company since 1965. And 1965 to June 1969, I was at Goodyear and Tire Company in England and joined as a chemist. And then I was looking after compounding after I completed my rubber technology course. And then and Goodyear Tire Company, Tire and Rubber Company used to be a very big company in those days. In those days, he used to produce about 44,000 passenger radial tires, plus earth mover tires, plus truck tires, truck bias tires in those days, not the radial tires. And where I worked in Goodyear, in still 1969. Then my father retired in India, so he asked me to, why don't you come back to India? Then I requested Goodyear Tire UK because they have got a plant in Goodyear in Vallabhkar near New Delhi. So they are good enough. And they agreed to my request, and they transferred me to Goodyear India as a compounder in Goodyear India in 1969. So I stayed with Goodyear India for about 3 years, and then after that, Modi at that time, a lot of new companies are coming in India. The Modi Rubber, they approached me if I can join them as a rubber technologist. In fact, I joined Modi Rubber in 1972, and in fact, I'm the second person from rubber industry to join Modi Rubber. And all you know, Modi Rubber is a project they tied up with Continental for the technology. And in those days, there's a lot of demand for people, experienced people from tire industry. Then then Apollo Tires was coming by at that time. This project started. They approached me if I can join them. So I joined Apollo Tire in 1975, and 75 as a to start with in the project as a quality control manager. And many of you know Mr. P.K. Mohammed. Mr. P.K. Mohammed and myself, we are the colleagues in Apollo Tires, and we are privileged to start the commissioning of the plant, Apollo Tire plant. Apollo Tire's first tire plant in India in 1970. First tire came out in 1976. Then in what happened in 1978, there is some national election in India, and at that time, Apollo Tire's proprietor or owner, Mr. Ranak Singh, he was very much attached with Indira Gandhi, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, and Mrs. Indira Gandhi lost the election, and then politically, for some time, Apollo Tires are there's a rumor that now they're going to be nationalized. Then in that case, then I, somehow I got an offer from Nairobi in Kenya, from Industrial Promotion Services, which is owned by Mr. Prince Aga Khan. And Aga Khan is a philanthropist, and he is a industrialist also. He has got many plants in Nairobi. They've got hospitals, schools, factories. One of the plant is called Plastics and Rubber Industries Limited. I was appointed as plant manager of that plant. When I joined that factory, that factory was producing only sandals, fish sandals. Then they asked me to divert. Then we started producing weather strip, EPDM weather strip, and then nitrile-based oil seals. Then rubber bonded metal parts for automobile industry for the replacement replacement market in Kenya, because import was difficult, so they started producing locally, so automobile parts. And then I worked there for about 5 years, and in that plant, so besides weather strip and metal permanent parts, we also produce many other rubber goods and radiator hoses also. Anyway, in 1975, sorry, 1984, I came back to India, and then I joined. About 1.5 years, I worked with Modi Stone. Just 1 minute, please. Yeah, I'm sorry. Please excuse my old age. Okay. Yeah. Then for 1984 to December 1985, I joined Modi Stone for New Delhi for their marketing technical service for North India. After that, I got an offer from ExxonMobil. One second. To join ExxonMobil as technical service manager for polymers, especially for they are promoting their butyl rubber and EPDM rubber. And they used in those days. I used to look after all the polymers, so like they used to make polythene, then EVA, ethyl vinyl acetate. I used to look after everything, but highlighting mainly on butyl. So my cost was shared by different group, different profitability group. Like butyl polymers is one group, Vistalon or EPDM rubber is one group. So about 90% of my cost is to bear by butyl rubber. So my main focus on the butyl rubber at that time. And actually, when I joined ExxonMobil in 1986, consumption of butyl rubber in India was only about 8,000 tons, mainly consumed by major tire companies like all in those days, Firestone was there, Modi Stone was there, Modi Rubber, Goodyear, Dunlop was also there at that time. CR, MRF, all those companies are there, and what happened? 8,000 tons for India is very I mean quite low compared to our population and the size of the country. So the Exxon had a plan to expand the butyl market, and this was done through the program called NRRP, Natural Rubber Replacement Program with butyl rubber. So what we did to convince we targeted the end users like automobile company like Maruti Suzuki, and in those days they already using butyl tubes. But other tire companies like Hindustan Automobiles, like Ambassadors, and etc., they are using natural rubber tubes. We targeted end users and big bus companies like Maharashtra State Road Transport Corporation, MSRTC. In those days, MSRTC has 1,100 buses. So we made a presentation that by using butyl tubes, you can improve the life, tire life, and save fuel, and you can have a much safer driving with using butyl tubes, especially for the trucks. Then, with our presentation, somehow they got convinced. MSRTC was very much, what you call it, their technology manager was an engineer, is a mechanical engineer. He understood what we are saying, and he said, as per our suggestion, they fitted 4 buses for testing. So 2 buses with butyl tubes and 2 buses with natural rubber tubes in the route of Mumbai to Nagpur. And MSRTC and with ourselves, we used to monitor every 15 days about the fuel consumption and how is the condition of the tire, and how many times they have to fill up the air. All those things we monitored, and for about 3 months, because Mumbai to Nagpur is a long distance. It's almost 1,200 kilometers. distance. So 1200, 2400 kilometers per trip. And they found that yes, using butyl tubes, this definitely giving them better, at least they're saving at about 1 to 1.5% fuel, and the tire life also improved, and of course less number of punctures, and they don't have to waste time on filling the air. So that way, after that, after they got convinced, India next tender they specified butyl inner tubes especially for their buses. And MSRTC being one of the leaders of state road transportation, and after that, all others, most of the other state road corporations, they specified butyl inner tubes, inner tubes. As a result, at that time, in 1986 and 1987, lot of new inner tube, butyl inner tube companies started, like Mysore Polymers, Agarwal Rubber, Pelican Rubber. Then, like that, many other companies started in 1985-86. As a result of this, butyl offtake in India has gone up. In those days, there is a big challenge for butyl, because butyl rubber was about butyl rubber import was about 107% duty, import duty, and the price of butyl rubber was about 3 times more than natural rubber. Despite of this, gradually butyl tubes started production in India, and now butyl offtake in 1986 it was over 8,000 tons, whereas in 5 years time, in 1991, butyl rubber butyl rubber consumption in India went up to 25,000 tons. And ExxonMobil, I want to tell you one thing. In those days, only 2 manufacturers are there. One was Exxon. Exxon invented butyl rubber in 1937, and they are the leaders of, in those days, they are the leaders of butyl rubber. They used to produce almost 65% of butyl rubber, butyl and halobutyl rubber in the world globally. And Polysar used to be the second manufacturer. Polysar, they had about 35% their global share. After that, Russian butyl started around 1988-89. This is how the butyl rubber. And company recognized my effort and our effort, because as a result of our NRRP program, and of course even Polysar also did a lot of promotional efforts. As a result of this, butyl rubber offtake in India has improved significantly, and company recognized my efforts, and they, in 1991, they awarded me with a President Award for ExxonMobil Chemical President Award, and for that function took place in Florida. They invited myself and my wife to Florida to honor me, and at that time they are planning to give me a promotion and as an expatriate assignment to Japan. So in 1992, they transferred me and promoted me to Japan, as a group leader of, group leader of Asia Pacific Application Technology Development Center of Asia Pacific. And though in those days, I used to, myself and my team, Japanese colleagues, we used to cover from Australia and New Zealand to Pakistan, like Korea, China, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, all these countries we used to cover. And in those days, tubeless tires is coming. Tubeless tires and pharmaceutical stoppers also we highlighted. Tubes mostly in India and Asia Pacific countries, but tubeless tires in Japan in those days there was mostly radial tires and tubeless radial tires. I'm a bit sorry, just a bit. Just water. Sorry for my old age. And after that, you said that one of my I think great challenge, and then one challenge that because one thing is there, we had our laboratory in Japan since 1970 in Surumi in Yokohama, and then Japan is very much developed, and they have got excellent R&D. I mean, all of the tire companies and pharmaceutical companies, they had excellent tire and R&D center. Then company thought that plus operating in Japan is very expensive for company. So company thought of making an application technology center in somewhere in Asia Pacific to help the developing countries, because Japan market is already there. So that's why they wanted to expand their butyl and halobutyl market and EPDM market in developing countries. So one of our tasks was to identify the place where to set up this lab. So we surveyed Beijing, Shanghai, Seoul, Kuala Lumpur, and then Bangkok, Thailand, and then also India in Bangalore and Pune. Finally, we put all the advantages and disadvantages of all the places. Finally, we found that the Bangalore is the right place, because in India you can get the rubber technologies and especially experienced people from tire industry. So and because of our English, because everybody knows English, and then it is easier to communicate with our Europe and US headquarters. Headquarters is in Houston, and Houston in Baytown there is a R&D center, and in Brussels there is a R&D center for the Middle East and Africa. So we hope that we can communicate better. As a result, the company finally decided to put up to set up a R&D lab in Bangalore. So just want to tell you one thing. Exxon is actually, previously it was known as Esso. In India, they had a refinery in Chembur. But after nationalization, it was a government research. Esso has become Hindustan Petroleum. Esso and Caltex has become Hindustan Petroleum. And then Exxon didn't have any property or anything in India. So first thing, first property of India of Exxon is Bangalore. Bangalore, they have taken this land, bought this land, and at that time, my boss, Mr. Ikeda, who is he is Japanese, Mr. R. Sullivan is American, and Mr. Sam Sinha, who was head of India operation. And with their force and everything, we set up a laboratory in Bangalore, which is known as Bangalore and BRDTC, Bangalore Research and Development Technology Center, and which started, is inaugurated in December 1998. And I think all of you, all the industry people, you know that this is a world-class laboratory and for application technology development. And you know many of ExxonMobil colleagues I think who is joining us later. This is how the Bangalore, after the Bangalore setting up, and then by the way, I was transferred from Japan to India in 1999 as a general manager polymers for ExxonMobil for all the polymers. At that same time, as the head of BRDTC, so I was posted in Bangalore for about 2 years. By the way, Mr. Param spoke about Dr. Samir Majumdar. Dr. Samir Majumdar also was with ExxonMobil for initially. Then anyway he left ExxonMobil, and I worked with ExxonMobil till 2002. Then ExxonMobil retirement was 60 plus. So I worked till my when I was 61. Then I retired from ExxonMobil, and then I immediately joined Aditya Birla Group to set up their laboratory in Gumitipundi. It's called Aditya Birla Research Institute. Near Chennai, which is near Chennai. So I was there to set up. So I set up that lab. After that, somehow Gumitipundi place, myself and my family didn't like it. Then we shifted to Mumbai. That after that, at that time, Reliance and IPCL, they are thinking about the synthetic rubber projects. And I was approached by Reliance in those. I think Reliance just taken over IPCL. They acquired IPCL, and after that they focused on the synthetic rubber, because they are manufacturing PBR, polypropylene rubber, in Vadodara, and they are thinking to have that plant for emulsion SBR and butyl rubber and butyl rubber at the time. So I joined ExxonMobil, not ExxonMobil, I'm sorry, Reliance Industries in 2000, nearly 2004, end of 2004. Just a minute. Anyway, I just tell them. Right. So I worked on the project feasibility study for emulsion SBR and butyl rubber as an advisor for Reliance Industries from 2004 onwards, and I worked till 2009. At that time, we also thought of putting up a research center and we at that time we called it Elastomer Technology Center, and eventually I think it is now already it's already there. Elastomer Technology Center is already there, but they called it I don't know, in Vadodara they set up a new technology center, R&D center for synthetic elastomers. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So after then, in 2008 there was a slump in the market, and then after that in 2000, and then moreover, to go to Reliance office for me, I used to spend about 5 hours in driving from my home to Reliance office. Then in 2009, I resigned from Reliance Industries, and then of course I started with ETIC, Elastomer Technology yeah, Intelligence Consulting. That company is basically started by uh, the technocrats who used to work for Japanese synthetic rubber company and Japanese tire companies. So I was selected by ETIC for India to look after their Indian business, and I joined in 2009, and even now I am attached with that ETIC. And during my business days with ExxonMobil, I came to know Mr. Philip Chakwan, Pioneer Industries. You become very friendly, and I'm still helping and coordinating him, and working as a chief advisor for technology and technical and marketing for Pioneer Rubber. And I am sitting now in Pioneer office to do this webinar. Anyway, so after the major challenges, I already I think spoke little bit about it. That major challenges when I joined, first is now from moving from I was working in UK, Goodyear UK. To come from Goodyear UK to Goodyear India, I found there is a when I came to India, there is a working style is a bit different compared to what was used to be in England. So this is quite challenging for me at the beginning to get used to the Indian way of working in Goodyear India, and somehow I adapted to this change, and then started working. My problem is this: I'm not a very good speaker, but I can work. But that's my capability there. So that's why even at this age of 78 years, I'm still working. So, and I love working. And then in 1972, when I joined Modi Rubber as to set up to establish the raw materials in India, especially the Continental at that time specified most of the products from imported. Then because of my knowledge in India that many raw materials are manufactured in India, so we started sending samples of like nociles, accelerators. In those days, Bayer was very strong in India. They have got a lot of chemicals in India. They used to produce rubber chemicals in India. So we started sending the samples to Japan, to Conti, and they they found it is it is globally it is I mean they can use it, and then they started in their formulation they started I mean recommending Indian raw materials also, like stearic acid, zinc oxide, and then rubber accelerators, then rubber antioxidants. And then I worked there for about 3 years. So it's a rubber technologist, but they produced their first tire, I think, in 1975. After that, I was approached by Apollo Tires, and I worked Apollo Tires. The Apollo Tires, my main thing, I think that we produced the first tire. That is their first project in India. Apollo Tires. Then my major challenge actually after joining the ExxonMobil. I already told you about that, about this high duty and how the butyl offtake has improved from 8,000 tons to 25,000 tons in India in a matter of about 7 years. Just a minute. And another thing I forgot to tell you that about while working in Japan, because in Japan, butyl rubber was produced by JBC. It's just a 50-50 joint venture company of Exxon and JSR. So I used to represent ExxonMobil in the technical conferences of for Japan Butyl Company, and I've been to many times to Houston and Brussels. Anyway, and after that, anyway,
Okay, you wanted to any additional points you want added, or going to the any good practices that you want to address for the lessons learned for good professional practices learned and practiced? You want to talk about it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you all right? You want to drink some water? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let me please excuse me for a minute. I have to go to the washroom for a minute.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys, please stand by. You'll be back in a few minutes. Yeah. Okay. Please stand by. You see, a hard work done by. It's not easy. Okay, so much work is done in his 50 years, and he's still active as he's trying to explain his good what he has done over the years. Young people like us, and you should appreciate all the journey of these experienced people. Okay, they may not be marketing people or the technical people with the backgrounds in rubber technology and travel to different parts of the world. As you see, Mr. Utpal Paul, he traveled to in Africa, in Nairobi. He was in Nairobi, and he was in Japan, and established, he was actively in I think one of the best research center is in Bangalore, ExxonMobil Research and Development Center. And you can see his active contribution on the butyl market development. So lot to learn, okay. And as well as he's yeah, okay, he's back. So back, okay. I can stop talking now. So I let him talk. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm extremely sorry for for the interruption.
No worries, sir. Go on. Yeah.
That's a nature's call. So please excuse me. Good professional practices is, yes, you see, one is think to especially, but I would like to speak about the safety, because safety of for our workers, our workers, our families, our communities is very important. And especially now we found that in the now pandemic, how important it is to keep ourselves safe. So now same way, while working, we have to look after the safety of the safety of our workers. As you know, like working in Banbury, in Banbury with carbon black. So it's a very tedious job. So it must be. So we have to think about their safety, and of course we have to think about the quality quality practices, because you know that in Japan they have got like five S. Mr. Lakshminarayan last time he spoke about 5S, then FIFO system, and in Japan there is another called TPM, the total plant maintenance. So they have to think what are the things to be maintain first, so that maintenance, so that the plant is running without any problem. Plants are not any problem. So TPM is very important, and of course the damming is also there. Damming once you adopt the system, that is that way you can be you'll be hello, sorry, hello.
Yes, go on. We can hear you. Go on, sir. Yeah. Are you all right?
Yeah, I am bit okay. I am okay. So
okay, let's take a break. I think in the meantime that we invite your colleagues who talk about you. Is that all right with you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So let's invite some of your colleagues to who knows about you, how they associated with you. Okay. Okay. Let me invite them to let me open their. Give me a minute. I will put them onto the speaker. Yeah. Guys, think about it. 78 years old, he still remember a lot of things about all the things his journey. So nice to know about it, all these things. Let me. Okay. I see Mr. Viren Rathod is online. Sir, can you open your speaker? I think he's Mr. Viren Rathod. I didn't see Mr. Viren Rathod yet. Yeah. Okay. He's a speaker. I think you need to unmute your speaker, sir, Mr. Viren Rathod. Okay. In the meantime, I invite other colleague of yours.
Kiran, can you help Virendra Rathod because he is calling me. Kiran?
Actually, he's already as a panelist. He has to unmute his speaker. Okay. Yeah. And his webcam is okay now. Yes, he's on now. Yeah, Mr. Viren Rathod.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Good evening to all, and it's a wonderful moment for me to see Mr. Paul on webinar after a while. My association with him is almost now more than 30 years, 99, so more than 22 years with him. And I joined ExxonMobil under his leadership. That was in 1999. And I joined from the CET. I was marketing manager in CET. So it was a big change for me from tire industry to the getting into the rubber industry, and then to the supplier to the tire industry. And Mr. Paul made it very smooth, this entire transition very smooth, due to his intense or in-depth experience of tire and rubber industry. Like me also, he also was with tire company and then moved to the rubber. And his excellent relationship with the, from starting from senior most person in tire and rubber industry to the new joinee. Everybody liked meeting him, and with his nature, he was able to kind of always popular. People like to meet and talk to him, and that made my kind of entire transition so smooth. I must say that he is the kind of moving encyclopedia of rubber industry. He knows who's and who of the tire industry, rubber industry. At the same time, in terms of the individuals who are associated, as well as the detailing of the kind of finer aspect and technical part of the rubber as well as tire. My association with him that not only got limited only to ExxonMobil. In 2006, I joined. I was invited to join Reliance because Reliance was wanted to expand its synthetic rubber portfolio, and Mr. Paul was kind of there as an advisor to them. So that was my second stint of working professionally with him, and that's where in fact we made the blueprint for all our expansion projects, which includes kind of PBR new line, SBR emulsion SBR line, and one of the most challenging product which Indian tire and rubber industry always aspired, that India should have its own butyl and hello butyl rubber manufacturing facility. So that's where in fact around 15 years back we worked on the blueprint how we are going to do it. And not only to that, kind of he was kind of again in terms of given his in-depth understanding, he was very clear that what we should be doing, and he suggested and recommended that we should be having the tech center in line with the best in the world. So he prepared the full plan, blueprint for setting up the best in class of technical center. And I'm very glad that after so many years, now Reliance, in fact, with the when I joined, it was the capacity was 2006. We expanded our capacity multifold. We set up a new line of polybutadiene rubber, entire state of one of the best plant of emulsion SBR in the world. That's 150 KTA ESBR plant, and setting up butyl rubber plants in joint venture with Sibur. This is already, in fact, our butyl and hello butyl rubbers are commercialized already, and excellent kind of support from our industry. So I'm very, very glad that I was associated with him, and our association still continues. It's not that, in fact, kind of in 2009 when he left and chose to leave, We maintain a good personal relationship, and we still, in fact, exchange our thoughts and movements. And given his nice nature, it's always good to interact with him. And we ensure that at least once in a fortnight or once in a month, we certainly have what, if not more than that. And wonderful person, you have contributed immensely to the rubber and tire industry in India. And looking forward for many more years of association, Mr. Paul. Glad to get see you in this forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Virendra, sir. Appreciate the nice remarks. That is Mr. Virendra Rathod, is sector head of synthetic rubber business, Reliance. So he's given nice remarks about Mr. Utpal Paul. Now I invite Mr. Philip Chaco from the Pioneer Rubber and Chemicals. Mr. Philip, you can unmute your speaker and open your webcam. You can speak now. You can open your webcam too. Yes, super. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Hello, friends, and eminent personality of rubber industry and professionals. My name is Philip Chaco, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Pioneer Group and now the managing director of I'm very glad that I'm with Pioneer people, especially with Paul. We lovingly call him Paul. And we are into clearing distribution of companies serving the rubber industry for 30 years. I'm extremely honored to be here with you on this online platform. I'm very much delighted and happy to say a few words about Mr. Utpal Paul, whom you all have chosen for one among eminent professionals and personalities of rubber industry. And now, on this webinar group of this webinar hosted by Rubber Technologies and Global Network managed by TechnoBiz, Mr. Eminent Personality Webinar, wholeheartedly welcome his presence today. Has more than 55 years of experience in rubber sector, having served with large Indian and international corporates like Exxon, Reliance, butyl, Reliance, etc., etc. This is the summary of his professional experience. Now, I would like to add on the professional milestones here, but he has already explained about the professional milestones. But I would like to touch upon the most important achievement of Paul Brown, which is the most of Exxon titled innovative composition improved heat resistant characteristics, where he is co-inventor. I would like to reiterate here, he is a co-inventor of this, and the innovation is mentioned here. The innovation is mentioned here is about intellectual property organization. The applicant of this is none other than ExxonMobil USA. Mr. Can you just elaborate a little bit about this innovation facts and about his co-inventors? Hello? 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 Can you hear?
Voice is not so clear, Mr. Chaco, for some reason. Yeah, so I can't hear you. We can't hear you so clearly. Yeah, so. Would you like to come? I think you guys are near to each other. Why don't you use the speaker of the Mr. Utpal Paul speaker so you can speak clearly? Yeah? Is it all right with you?
Yeah.
Come over table to Mr. Utpal Paul, please, sir. It's echo there, and we are unable to hear it clearly. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I will come over there. Excuse me for this.
Yeah. And your words are very important. I really like to hear you clearly. So please, guys, please bear with us. You'll be moving to his chair close by. They're kind of buddies, so they're next to each other. Yeah.
You can use this. Okay. Yeah, I can hear.
No, I want your.
Okay, we hear you well. We hear you well now. Yes.
Is it okay now?
Yes, this is perfect. Please go ahead, sir.
So I think
You need to repeat again if you don't mind. Okay.
you don't mind. So okay, right. Just a moment. So sorry, I'm repeating all once again. So no problem, right?
No problem. We like to hear clearly better. Yeah, please go ahead. So check out.
Okay. So once again, hello friends and eminent personality of rubber industry professionals. Myself, myself Philip Chakpo. I'm the founder and CEO of Pioneer Group and a managing director of Ficus Elastica Private Limited, Mumbai. We are into trading and distribution of company serving the rubber industry for 30 years. I'm extremely honored to be here with you all eminent people on this online platform. I'm very much delighted and happy to say a few words about Mr. Utpal Paul, whom you all have chosen for one among eminent personality of rubber industry. Mr. Utpal Paul, I call him Polda lovingly and respectfully. I'm all of the eminent group of this webinar, hosted by rubber technologist and global network managed by TechnoBiz, Mr. Peram Prasada Rao, whose wholeheartedly welcome his presence today. Polda is known to all of us as more than 55 years of experience in rubber sector, having served with large Indian and international corporates like Exxon, Reliance, Goodyear, Birla, etc., etc. This was about a summary of his professional experience. But I would like to add on the professional milestones. But he has already explained about the milestones by himself. I would like to touch upon the most important achievement among many others in the milestones, which Polda has not mentioned in length. But I would like to touch upon this. This is about the invention of Exxon titled inner tube composition having improved heat resistant characteristics, where he is a co-inventor. The invention is mentioned in the World Intellectual Property Organization. The applicant for this is none other than ExxonMobil, that is Exxon Chemical USA. I would like to present it here in detail, starting with the field of invention and his co-inventor's name and background of invention and summary of invention. So can I go ahead? It is bit 2 to 3 minutes presentation. I mean, yeah. Can I go ahead, Mr. Rao?
May I ask one of the lady behind you speaking? We hear a voice also. Can you ask her to be, okay. So that yeah.
So sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, you want to share your screen?
You want to put?
Sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
The door was a bit open. Yeah.
Okay.
So I would like to touch upon this field of invention. The present invention relates to the inner tire tubes made from isobutylene co-para-ethyl styrene elastomers and blends thereof. So inventors, as I mentioned, Polda is a co-inventor, along with Donald Tracy, Aylan Davudevani, H.C. Wang, and Takashi Takeda. is a Japanese, and Yamashita, another Japanese, and A.E. Parin. These were the parentage. This is how it's pronounced.
Yes.
Okay, so sorry. Okay. Now, the title of the invention is Inner Tube Composition, having improved heat resistant characteristics. Now, it will be about 2 to 3 minutes, yeah. So actually, this is a bit lengthy, and I would like to sum up the summary of the invention. The thing is, it has been found that halogenated isobutylene co-paramethylene styrene, its copolymer, preferably brominated isobutylene copolymer, can be effectively used as a composition suitable for severe duties such as tire inner tubes. Accordingly, in one aspect of the present disclosure, inner tubes comprising halogenated isobutylene co-paramethyl styrene polymer, preferably brominated isobutylene co-paramethyl styrene, or in short we call BIMS or BIMS, exhibit improved heat resistance while retaining the superior barrier properties of butyl inner tubes. So in another aspect, the present or today's invention provides an inner tube comprising a blend of a halogenated methyl styrene polymer, preferably brominated or we call BEMS, and second isobutylene based rubber. So this is all about the summary of the invention, and for this, he was also presented by ExxonMobil in the year 2002, right? 2002. So this is what an achievement, and we all proud to know about his achievement. This he has missed out to say, and it is in the Google, and he is one of the co-inventors. So we are really glad to get associated with him because of his immense knowledge about butyl rubber itself. Now, yeah. One moment. Now, before I conclude, about something what I said about his professional achievements, I would like to share with you all my experience and joy and happiness of valuable association with Paul. He is my millennium friend, or I can say he is my Y2K friend. You must be wondering what I am talking about, Y2K friend and millennium friend. I'll tell you the reason is because our association and friendship started around this year 2000, and he has grown to greater heights of during these 20 years. So he's a man of actions, as everyone knows. He's intelligent, hardworking person, accepted and liked by all of us global friends. He has got his wealth is immense association with all the global friends even today. Although keep his friends in his web always connected. I personally experienced the result of his connections, of his good nature of keeping friends all connected in one of the visit to Japan recently. We both had traveled and we both were received well by his friends in Japan, rubber industry, rubber fraternity, and ex-Exxon colleagues, as well as because of his contact in Japan. Our company is representing one of the world's leaders in petrochemicals and for petrochemical C5 and C5 resin. This is a prestigious business for Pioneer Group. The name of the company here I would like to mention because of Paul's effort. We are now the distributor for this world famous company called ENEOS. ENEOS is Japan's one of the biggest companies.
Energy company.
It's an energy company. It's an energy company. I think it's as big as Reliance.
maybe.
Maybe, okay. Yeah, so
And they
I'm
have
not so,
taken over JSR also.
yeah,
They have acquired JSR.
yeah, they have recently acquired JSR company. This is a Japanese synthetic rubber company. So I would like to say, because of our friendship and association and professional, you know, professional association with Polda, so we are the gainers. So I must thank him, you know, from my bottom of the heart for his selfless dedication, you know, wherever he is associated with. So I recall many occasions in few of our Polda's foreign friends take this help out in finalizing business letter drafts for their clients, which means even Japanese and Americans, you know, in their business, business dealings, wherever they face some problems in convincing Indian clients, they seek help from Polda to finalize the, you know, letter drafting, because he is so convincing, and the results are always 100% in their favor or in our favor. So such a charisma he has to convince others with simple and humble manners. So I have seen him working till 1:30 sometimes, you know, answering many mails. You know, he finishes his work by that night. So he is really working, you know, at least 16 to 18 hours a day, even today. Really, it's something amazing for these younger generations.
Sure.
We have to follow sometimes, you know, such hardworking nature of Polda. He is
Truly.
selfless and dedicated always.
Truly.
Now, I would like to tell you something about his family and his hobby. His hobby is, you know, listening to classical and English country songs. And he is the fan of famous Jim Reeves and Elvis. So, you know, in his car, you can see, you know, he always, you know, when we travel together, he always like to listen to good music, country songs of English and Elvis and Jim Reeves. So fond of music. He is happily married to Sushma Didi, a retired English teacher. His son is well positioned in the USA, and his daughter is also well positioned in UK. He has 3 grandsons, and they are his soul. One of his grandsons is a good writer and has authored a book. The book's titled "The Stories of Crime," and it is available in Amazon. And when he wrote this, you know, his age was just 13 years, and he is a hero in, you know, in school circles. Yeah. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity, and really I'm, you know, overjoyed. You know, I'm very happy to tell something about Polda, and thank you very much for this opportunity once again, Prema.
Thank you very much, Mr. Philip Chaco. Thank you very much. Well, very nice. You truly said very good thing. We had to work like him. Okay, still we had to learn a lot from him at this age. You know, still working up to 16 hours a day. Wow. Okay. Yes,
all his mails, he is in the mails, you know, till 1:30.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Philip Chaco. Let me invite other colleague of yours, Dr. Soumitra Chatterjee. Okay, let me invite Dr. Soumitra Chatterjee. Let me ask him to open his, okay, he's on, yeah. Dr. Soumitra Chatterjee, please take a few minutes.
Yes,
tell us about your association. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Peram, giving me the opportunity. And I'm really pleased to get this sort of opportunity, especially speaking on the Mr. Paul sir's day today. And very good evening to Paul sir and our respected audience. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for sparing your times, and I will give a brief description to my association with Paul sir. Actually, means Paul sir joined Reliance Industry as a technical advisor in the year of 2004. Reliance Industries took over IPCL, then one of the big giant of petrochemicals, in the year of 2002, and both IPCL and Reliance got merged in the year of 2005. So Paul sir has joined 2004 in this very critical time of merger and integration. and then these two petrochemical companies in India. So a lot of integration process was there, and Paul Sahib has joined that time as a technical advisor, and he was involved in a series of activities spanning over many areas of strengthening our rubber product application center, selection of synthetic rubber manufacturing technologies. That paved later on the subsequent expansion of Reliance Elastomer business. So with him to Reliance industry, he has brought a very rich culture and vast knowledge and international experience that he possessed toward working in so many synthetic rubber industries. You can see, means he has started his career from Goodyear in UK, then Apolotas, Modi, and so many industries he has worked actually, and companies like Exxon. That is really means quite a good means vast knowledge and working experience and corporate culture, blend of corporate culture, I would say. That is really very means very interesting and energetic at the time actually for working for us actually under his leadership and association. And I have seen actually he has chalked out a series of activities working with the architects, building developments, our new building, and machine manufacturers, and all this sort of working, as well as taking our laboratories, that's and product applications in the laboratories, as well as our quality assurance laboratories in Reliance to the world scale, means especially in the rubber elastomer division, elastomer division. Especially he tried his best to bring it to the world level, global level, like leading synthetic rubber manufacturers and tire manufacturers. So that has come reality, although we had to go for a lot of hardship actually, and that time we had to face biggest challenge, worldwide recession 2007-8 onwards, the worldwide recession. But I always seen him kept his cool. Means he is a gentleman, and he has kept his calm and quietness always actually. Means he never means allowed it to pass on to the others actually. Means at the end of the day he took the responsibility on himself. So he took the whole burden on himself actually. Means ultimately he has relieved us from our task also at the end of the day. Means so, although we stretched our limit, means he himself actually means coming all the way from Bombay and sitting in the Baroda and coordinating with so many agencies. So that is really speaks nice of him as a gentleman also. Ultimately, he took on everything on his own actually, all the responsibility, and whether it is not properly done, ultimately is some point of time, that also he took on his own actually. He has not allowed it to pass on to us. So it was a very challenging task. Ultimately, we had to face the worldwide recession 2008-9, and we could not go with Paul sir. Ultimately, means at that time he has left actually after 2008-9. But before that, he has a series of working means with our business development, our customers, visiting customers. He took us to the customers, tire industries, and he shared his experience and his contacts, wonderful contacts. I would say he knows all the big shots in the not only in Indian tire industry as well as international company also. He has a very good contact, as Mr. Chako has told actually. Mr. Philip Chako elaborated in details these contacts. That was really superb and excellent, and we all learned actually. He shared so many his books and other things also with us during his days in Reliance. So it was always a very good learning experience for all of us, not for me, my colleagues also. And personally, I would say he's a very gentleman. He always inquired about me, my colleagues, my friends, my family. So I wish at the end means really Paul sir actually means there's a lot of contribution. Like to see many more years such contribution from your side. And I thank Mr. Peram to get this opportunity and look forward to means further interaction with Paul sir in any future occasion. That will be a pleasure for me, sir. I'll cut it short because other speakers are also there. They may give his big illustrious career actually, illustrious journey in the rubber industries. They may share their experience. So I'll say, okay, Paul sir, thank you so much for today's session.
Okay,
okay, Mr. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Samitra. Thank you very much. Very nice words. And you know, what I understand now from Philip Chaco and Dr. Samitra is that even Mr. Virendra Rathod, that if there is some difficult job, pass on to Paul sir. He will manage it for us. So it's a man who can make it happen. Yeah, super, super. Thank you very much, Dr. Samitra. Okay, now invite Mr. Joe Topel, if I'm from ExxonMobil. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Yes. Okay. Can you hear us? Okay, let me unmute your speaker. Okay, can you unmute your speaker, please? Yes. Okay.
All right. Good evening to all the eminent rubber professionals. Hello, Paulda. It's been a very long time since I've had this opportunity of really seeing you in person. Anyway, let me start. Yeah, let me start, dear gentlemen. It's been a really privilege and an honor for me to have worked under Paulda in ExxonMobil. It was a brief period of time. It was just about 3 years, I guess, Paulda, from 1999 to 2002. So before I start, I would like to give you a quote about, a famous author, Frederick W. Smith. What he talks about a good manager. A good manager is not the person who tries to get the work done by himself and shows to his team that he can do it, but a good manager is somebody who gets his team members to work better than him. So this is what I can summarize about Paulda. Paulda has been, let me tell you, Paulda is actually a gem of a person. I can say he's one in a million because his nature of a boss has been really exemplary. Let me give you some of his qualities. His biggest quality, as I can see, is his humility and his vulnerability. When I say humility, he does not have any airs. He will not have any ego about his position. He is a simple, humble human being. And I think he remains the same. I mean, as I see him then and I see him now, he is just not changed. He's that humble human being, which I think I would like to emulate your humility, Paulda. That's one big lesson that you have given to all of us. The second thing I would like to tell you all is that he is really empathetic. So he understands when somebody is, requesting him or getting something to be done, he will immediately empathize with you. He'll say, yes, okay, if you have this sort of an issue, let me try and give you my assistance. That's the next important point I want to tell about Paulda. Well, he has brought about in our team during the time when I was there along with him. He was the most positive, most enthusiastic, and he used to cultivate the joy of happiness working together as a team. So we used to, in those days when he was in Bangalore, we were a very small team of not more than 10 or 11 people working in the site. We were a family, and in fact, Paulda and his family was his wife rather. We got to know them so well. We used to go for picnics, and we used to share a lot of very good memories. Paulda, if you would recall those good old days, in fact, those were times when we bonded so well. And I think the other important thing about Paulda is he trusts. His way of trust a person delegating and trusting others is really his hallmark. He literally has got all the trust when he tells somebody, well, can we get this job done? He knows that this is the person who can get the job done. He is, apart from that, he's
Carry on. I'll just go to the washroom again. The old age, sorry.
Yeah, let me wait for him to come back. I would like to talk about Paulda, so please hold on till he's back.
So nice, Joe. We got a. It's nice that you have an associate with him for 3 years. That's what you said, yeah.
Yeah. So it's been just 3 years, but I mean, it's already etched in my memory for forever, because Polda is that person who, believe me, he has got his humility. I would put it as an innocence of his own, right? You
Yeah.
can see how he reaches out to people. He's never that person who has, been at the helm of, or at the pinnacle of his success in many companies, but he
Yeah.
still remains down to earth. He still comes across as somebody who can always say hi, how are you doing, how are things, that's something, it's a gift which Paula has got.
Super. That's nice to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a great person.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see
Yeah.
still at 78 is running. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Okay, continue. What you want to say, please go ahead, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So Paula, I mean, I'm not going to take too much time, but I just summarize that. As I said, Paula is one of the gem of humanity. I would say, not because I worked only for 3 years with him, but in that 3 years, I understood many qualities of Paula which are very different from other top professionals in this world. Rather, I would say the humility, his way of networking, his most important asset is his social status. Okay, he can reach out, he's a perfect host. I remember when I went to Japan, just when I started my career in ExxonMobil, I happened to visit Surumi lab, and Paulda was there to welcome me, take me around Japan. He made me feel at home. He was that one person who really made me feel that you come to the best company in the world, and that's what Polda is. Yeah. So Polda, I think I've summarized what I have said about you, and I think I wish you all the very best, Polda. Continue to do what you're doing. You're an ambassador of goodwill to the world. You have been practicing all these virtues which I said, and I think you are a real epitome of success to many of us. Thank you, Polda.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe, for kind words.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate your nice remarks. I think we all learned from, the Mr. Paul, Mr. Utpal Paul. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's get to the quick session of the next part of our program. Okay. Let me take off the second. Okay. We'd like to take a few questions, so that we can complete the program. Is it all right with you, Mr. Paul?
Yes.
Okay,
Before that, I just want to say a few things about tips about young professionals.
Super. Okay, go ahead, sir. Yeah, let's. Okay, yeah, please.
One is this positive attitude to take up any challenging job on target. Number two, careers with rubber and polymer industry is sustainable. That's how we are still working, although at the age wise I am 75 plus. So many people. We must encourage young generation to get into rubber and polymer industry instead of ACPC, air conditioning and personal computer job. And another thing is very important. While designing a product, always think about end consumers to make user-friendly product. Then for young people, I'm saying, please target and benchmark best in the industry to become most preferred supplier. Then please recognize your team members to someone contribute to boost up model. Please try to maintain cordial relationship with your former colleagues and customers in India and overseas. That I summarize this way. Now you please go ahead with the questions.
you, sir. It's very valuable suggestions. I know young people, I like the word ACPC jobs, air conditioned personal computer jobs. Everybody, the rubber industry is different. But as you said rightly, if you're in the rubber industry, you can work until 75 years, even more, longer. You can stick with rubber for lifelong. That's all. Yeah. Okay, let's take a few questions. Yeah. Let's take a few questions here. Okay, we are a bit run out of the time with this planned schedule, but we'll take a few questions here, sir. Yeah, I will show the questions onto the screen and you address them appropriately. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here is the first question. Yeah.
Why in India synthetic rubbers like CR, IIR, EPR, EPDM, NBR are not produced? And here I want to tell you, CR is, you mean, I think, neoprene, right? Polychloroprene. IIR is already used, is producing in India. Reliance started production of butyl rubber, and not only that, they planned with butyl, but they produced also halobutyl, bromobutyl, and chlorobutyl. And not only they are in India, they are already in the first. They started butyl in 2019, and if you see that their quality is excellent and is approved by all tire companies, not in India, even they are exporting outside. And they started production of chlorobutyl and bromobutyl this year, which is also, it's very good quality, because we have tested, and they have started exporting also. In fact, I am connected with one of the company in US. They are exporting to that company. They approved and exporting to that company from Reliance India. It's other way around. India used to import, and now India is exporting to USA. Chlorobutyl. Anyway, I think and other rubbers actually, I think polychloroprene, NBR is also produced in India.
Yeah, okay.
Now, like Epcotex is producing nitrile rubber in India now.
Okay, let's go to the next question. Yeah. Okay, we want to address the bloom issue in EPDM quickly, so we can cover a few questions. Yeah.
Yeah, EPDM is a non-polar rubber, and the ingredients are used in making EPDM compound. Many of them are polar. So as a result of this, those blooms out in the on the surface of EPDM rubber. But I'll tell you one of my practical experience. We used to, when I was in Nairobi, we used to produce weather strip out of EPDM rubber, and we used to get bloom. We used to cure in autoclave, weather strips, and by we wipe with silicone emulsion in water, and then if you wipe it out, I mean, you can just broadly wipe it out with that what do you call it, with a wet cloth or something, and after that it becomes clean. It looks beautiful. This is one of the way to reduce the bloom. Otherwise, you have to do by compounding. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. I have one question here on the future of non-tire automotive rubber components in India. Okay, you'd like to comment about it?
Yeah, I think there is a lot of opportunities of non-tire automotive companies, especially now. You see, gradually now going for EV, electric vehicles, battery operated electric vehicles. So in that,
can you please not do anything? Which... Sorry, go on, sir. Please go on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And in this sector, maybe a lot of new, they like automotive companies will ask for different type of rubber, non-tire automobile companies. In that connection, I have to say another thing. Automobile non-tire, especially TPE and TPV. Thermoplastic elastomers or thermoplastic vulcanizers will be lot of product will be produced out of that. Will replace maybe part of the rubber, but rubber will stay. Rubber will stay. Okay. Recent trends in rubber industries. Recent is see, like you see in India, especially in the tire industry, I could say you see gradually most of the truck passenger tires is most of them are tubeless radial tires, and you have to be very low rolling resistance tires. So there is a great opportunity for SSBR to reduce the rolling resistance of tires. So there is an opportunity for SSBR to come in India. So maybe I could see that Reliance is maybe one of the company who can produce SSBR. Otherwise, Indian Oil Company. Indian Oil Company is going to start a plant for styrene. So all the styrene is on the important polymer for ESBR or SSBR, and I think there's a great opportunity for SSBR in India.
Thank you very much. We are running out of time, so I will ask the participants to write to you by email to you, so that they communicate with you later, because we have now a number of questions here. I wanted to ask them to contact you. Okay. First of all, Mr. Utpal Paul, sir, it's a pleasure, and I thank you for on behalf of TechnoBiz and Dr. Summer making this event, Eminent Personality Webinar, truly meaningful. I'm really, it's a to my heart why I want this one, why this is so special for TechnoBiz, Eminent Personality Webinar. I'm very much thankful and grateful to you for to sharing your experience, and you see all your colleagues so nice words about you, and they learned so much, they benefited, and it's an interesting journey. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I want you to, before I end it, would you like to share a few thank you words to the audience, as a remarks to you? Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes. And I thank you very much to all the rubber professionals, my ex-colleagues, and especially those who spoke highly about me. Virendra Rathod, I am very close to Virendra, Soumitra, Nirmal didn't get a chance, Nirmal Ganguly, Philip, and then Soumitra, and Joe, I'm so happy to see you after a very long time. But you put on weight. You better, do some exercise. And I'm great to know that you are doing so well in ExxonMobil. So
yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and I hope you and your family are safe and healthy. Keep safe and healthy. And thank you so much, Param, for taking and Samad for giving me a chance to talk to you. I know I myself is not very satisfied the way I spoke, but anyway, you manage. I am not a good speaker, but I am a man of action. I could take action and interact, personally. So that is my quality. So anyway, which Joe already told you, and I think others also told you. So thank you so much again. Let's hope for the best, and TechnoBiz. I am wishing great success of TechnoBiz, and apparently I think we'll get in touch with each other afterwards also. So okay, Param, you can talk to me anytime you like.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Paul, sir. Thank you very much. It's you are, as everybody colleagues said, you are man of action. It's not about the words you have, whether you're able to say today, tell clearly or not. It does not matter at all. But what we see, the journey of you and the way you work, the way you develop the market, help the people. It's not about the knowledge, but the social skills. And I think a lot for young people should learn from you. Thank you very much for being part of this program. I'm sincerely, again, thank you. And anybody want to be in touch with Utpal sir, this is an email address on the screen. You can write it down, and you see, if you have a difficult situation, he's the man to make it work. Okay. And also I thank all the colleagues of him, Virendra Rathod sir, and Mr. Philip Chaco, and also Dr. Samir Chatterjee, and Joe, and some other people who wanted to come, but because of the time we had to close it. But thank you all for supporting this. Okay, and with this, I'm about to end the webinar, and I also want you to invite you to the future programs. We have few more. See, every 2 weeks we are inviting various experts. The objective is their journey. Everybody got 50, 60 years of journey, and it's all young people. We should learn. Because of those hard works there, if you talk about Mr. Paul, he's worked on butyl, then see how many companies came forward afterward, how many butyl chip manufacturers in India. So much development happened. It's because of some hard work done in the beginning. So here, introduce Mr. Narapati Dhar. Is specialized on the latex and textiles, for the rubber industry, entire industry. We'll be seeing him soon on the 11th. And Mr. Priya Bhadra Ghosh, she's one of the gem, and also he got 55 years experience in the rubber products. So we'll be hearing about him on the 26th September. Mr. V. Srinivasan, he has a blend of tire industry, non-tire industry, with other close to 50 years experience. And Mr. I.K. Paul, is specialized on the conveyor belts. So we still, it's another 50 years experience in industry with specialized in the conveyor belt, and also he was involved in the reclaim industry as well. And also Dr. Pranab Kumar, he has a diversity, and he's on the rubber chemical side as well as the tire industry. So you see, we are bringing variety of in experts with a huge experience, and which make it is a whole event. For me as a young person, when I compare with their age, I'm pretty much young. Okay, so it's a lot to learn from these people. So I'm happy that I'll to host this event today with Paul sir. One more time, thank you, Paul sir. Appreciate the time today, and I know that you were preparing this event, and so you try to bring back all your stories, your past in 50 years into the 1 hour or 2 hour. It's a challenging. We can talk more stories. We have more time is there. Okay. With that, okay, I went the webinar. I want to say this. Okay, all of you, if possible, plant more trees in your surroundings. I think COVID gave us lessons to appreciate the environment and protect the environment, and I think the quality of life we had to live in. So make your, wherever you live, wherever you work, keep it green, not in the color, but with the trees. I encourage you all to do that. And I thank you one more time for joining this program today. And again, Paul sir, thank you very much, and all the participants and also all the colleagues of Paul sir. With this note, please watch out eminentpersonality-webinars.com for up-to-date information. And I'm hoping to see you soon. And I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you very much. Sorry, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again.